What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today we have a different video than normal, but I am excited about it. Normally, y'all know I like to keep my videos super positive. That's just how I am as a person. I'm never gonna come on here and just like trash a bunch of makeup products. It's just not me. So it wouldn't be like authentic to myself. But when I try products that are expensive, that I am upset with, that just don't work, that I don't think were worth the money, I'm gonna let you guys know about it. And so today we're gonna be following kind of like the de-influencing trend. And I'm going to be talking to you guys about products that I have, that I've tried, that I just don't think are worth your money. And they're just products that I wouldn't repurchase, that I wouldn't buy again. And I'm gonna use them and show you guys why. So again, this is not gonna be just like a product bash fest. Like, that's not what I'm here to do, but I'm here to save you guys some money. Y'all work hard for your money, I'm sure, and you don't need to be wasting it on products that aren't worth it. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. And also, disclaimer, some of these products are very, very, very popular products that a lot of people love, and they may be some of your favorites, which is totally fine, because some of my favorites might not work for you and vice versa. So makeup's different for everybody, but these are just products personally that I wouldn't recommend, that I would not repurchase with my money, and I'm gonna let you guys know about it. So without further ado, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you be notified of all my future uploads. And let's go ahead and get started. All right, up first, we are starting off with a bang, with a controversial product that many people love, and myself included, for a long time, but hear me out. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I have like a little mini travel size right here, but the full size version is $49, so almost 50 bucks for this product. Now, if there's one thing I can say about this, is Charlotte Tilbury really, was she the first person to come up with like a glowy complexion product? No, but this product went ultra viral, was like insanely popular, and really put these sort of like all over glow products on the map, I feel. And because of that, every brand and like their mother, brother, sister, cousin recreated it and came up with like their own version of it, or like dupe, so to speak, or whatever. So Charlotte Tilbury was like the first, you know what I mean? So I'll give them credit where credit's due. But with that being said, when all of these companies have come out now with their own versions of it, there are so many more options that are way cheaper, and in my opinion, I personally like better. Like the e.l.f. Halo Glow, I like it better than this product. It's a fraction of the price. It comes in more shades, I believe, or like this very similar amount of shades. And honestly, I do prefer that one. This one's really beautiful, but the e.l.f. one gives a little bit more coverage. So if you're gonna wear it as your only complexion product, I definitely prefer that one. If you own it already, use it for sure. It's a beautiful product. But at the nearly $50 price point, it is hard to justify that. So that's that, as much as it pains me to say it, because not all these products are bad, but whether or not they're worth the money, that's what we're talking about today. You know what I mean? Okay, up next, this is just a product that straight up didn't work for me. So I don't like it. Wouldn't be something that I would recommend. This is the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Brightening Concealer. Now, first of all, the packaging. I don't really love when concealers come in these little like tubes like this. I much prefer a doe foot. The only reason why I would like a concealer that comes in a packaging like this is if it's a concealer that you're gonna be using on like blemishes or something to cover them up, because the doe foot is less hygienic. If you're gonna be taking, you know, like let's say Tarte Shape Tape, for example, if we take it out and then we apply this directly to a blemish and then we're putting it back in, you've now like contaminated the product basically. So this sort of packaging makes sense for a concealer that's gonna be utilized for something like that. But for a brightening concealer, you're not using a brightening concealer on a blemish. That would be the last thing you would wanna do, is like call attention to it. So this is definitely a concealer meant for your under eyes to brighten. So why they chose this packaging, I don't really know. But beyond that, it's kind of like a moussey consistency, and it just does not do it for my under eyes. It creased really badly when I used it, and I did set it and everything with powders that I typically use, and it looked pretty bad after just a couple of hours, so I cannot get behind it. I feel like when you first apply it, it's not bad. It's more of a medium coverage. Does the job. Did it give me brightness? Absolutely. For me with this product, it was more the lasting ability, and Bare Minerals is not cheap. This is $28, so at nearly 30 bucks, I want something that's not gonna crease and crack on my under eyes, and it's gonna stay looking nice all day. So to me, this one just wasn't it. Like, it's already like kind of like separating and creasing underneath my eyes, and I just applied it. So yeah, this one for me is just a product that does not work for me. I wouldn't recommend it. Up next, on a similar note, this is a product that unfortunately I had high hopes for. This didn't work out for me. They're the new nude sticks. These are newer from them, and they're all over face bronzer. So they came out with them in a couple different shades. I have Bondi Bell here. I think the one I used the first time when I tried this was a darker shade. It's supposed to be like a multitasking balm bronzer. So you get the bronzer on one side and then this little brush on the other side. The brush is completely pointless because it really does not do a nice job. Oh, this is actually a fine shade. But if you try and go in with this brush, it's so short and like stubby that like, I feel like it doesn't really blend the product that well, and it moves a lot of the product underneath, and it just looks like patchy and not very nice. If you use your own brush, which is how I prefer to do it, it's usable. It still kind of picks up the product that's underneath it, which is what the unfortunate part is. When you're looking for like cream products, you want something that's gonna blend seamlessly into whatever other products you have, not something that's gonna like pick it up and then become patchy. And like with this too, I feel like part of what you're paying for is that it comes with the brush, but when the brush is not good, it's like I would have rather just pay for more product rather than putting a brush that's basically something that, you know, you're not gonna wanna really use to blend this out because it doesn't really do a nice job. It's not a horrible product, but there are much better cream bronzers out there. It wouldn't be one that I would tell you to run out and get. All right, up next we have the Maybelline Cheek Heats. Now, Maybelline came out with these are like gel blushes. I feel like they came out with them a lot before we saw a lot of other cream blushes at drugstore brands. I feel like this was one of the first. Like, I'm pretty sure these came out like well before the e.l.f. Putty blushes and a lot of other drugstore cream blushes. But now that we have so many options, this wouldn't be one that I would say pick up if you're looking to get a drugstore cream blush. Or this is technically a gel cream blush. So it's a mixture of the two. The shade that I'm using is Coral Arden. Oh, this little light just turned off on me. Hang on. It's very, very sheer. So there's a person that might like this. For me, I'm like, if I'm gonna buy a product for blush, I wanna see the blush, you know what I mean? This is just almost too sheer. There's a time and a place for like something that just gives a light, pretty wash of color, but to me, this is too light. If I'm gonna pay to have a blush, I wanna at least see it a little bit, you know what I mean? And I'm using a decent amount of product there. Like we got a little mound of it, I don't know if you can see, but it just almost blends away into nothing at all. So again, if you are like super duper natural, you only like the teensiest bit of makeup, you might love this. I feel like a lot of those people probably might not watch my videos though, because y'all know like that's not my personal preference. I'm all for natural glam, but I wanna see the products that I'm applying, you know what I mean? Or I'm just not gonna wear any makeup at all. And this one is just a little bit too sheer for me. And I feel like there are better options at the drugstore, especially now in 2023. Almost every brand has a cream blush and some of them rival like the most popular high-end blushes. So for me, this one's just not my fave and wouldn't be a product that I would tell you to run out and buy. All right, this next one pains me a little bit, but it's gotta be said. I think I've talked about it before. This is the new Milani liquid highlighter. So I was so excited when I saw these coming out because I'm a Milani stan. I love them. They are one of my all-time favorite drugstore brands and almost all of their products I really like. But you can't love every product from every brand, and this was one that was just a miss for me. I actually haven't tried this shade, so I'm interested to try it now because I think the shade I tried was the next darker. But this is 01 Lunar, or maybe I did try it, I'm not sure. This came out like at the same time as they came out with their Conceal and Perfect Liquid Contours, which this is a fave of mine. I love this. It's so good. The highlights, there's just something off with these, and I don't know like what necessarily it is. I was expecting more out of Milani. They're not horrible, but they are a bit patchy, and I feel like these do pick up the product underneath too, which again emphasizes the more patchiness like of the product. And they just don't blend as seamlessly as I would have thought they would, which is interesting because the contour I feel like blends like a dream. I have no issues with that. It's just this highlight to me was a miss, and I think I definitely expected more because I also love Milani's powder highlights. They're really pretty, really blinding. I don't know. The way this sits on the skin, I didn't love. Again, it gets patchy and doesn't really blend seamlessly with the products underneath it. And it also, I feel like, emphasizes my texture a bit more than other highlights do. So it's just not a fave of mine. You can't go wrong with most of Milani's products, especially at the price point. But this one was just one that I wouldn't recommend. There are definitely better liquid highlights, even at the drugstore price points. There's just something off with the formula of this one, at least on my skin. All right, up next we have the Lawless Shape Up Soft Fill Brow Pencil. Now I'm gonna say this right from the get-go.
Hi guys, future me editing this. This should have been where I used my powder, but I completely forgot, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna stay a little bit glowy for the rest of the tutorial, but let's continue on.
I'm not really talking about this specific brow product. This is just the one that I'm gonna use today. But when it comes to brow pencils like this that, you know, have a spoolie on one side, product on the other, there's really no need to spend like over 20 bucks on a high-end version of these, whether it be this one, the Anastasia Brow Wiz, like all that kind of stuff. I feel like there are so many amazing brow pencils from the drugstore that you can get that are so much cheaper, whether it be the CoverGirl one, L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. There's a million different options. There's just no need really to be spending. I think this one is like $21 on a brow pencil. When it comes to like brow gel, or if we're talking about like brow, like pen sort of markers, like this Tarte one, this is their DIY brow. I use this nearly every single day. I love this product and it's well worth every penny. Ooh, did I almost just like Okay, I don't know what I did there, sorry. I love this. It's a little bit different than just your traditional brow pencil. This is like a little marker where you go in and like draw on the brow strokes. So when it comes to just your basic everyday brow pencil, there are probably a few that might warrant the price point, but I think most of them, you can probably get the same dang thing at the drugstore and spend way less money. So this is one of those things where it's like, this isn't a bad product. I just don't think that it's worth the money and that you can definitely get a more affordable alternative that's gonna give you the exact same look. There are instances where that is not the case, where there's like a high-end product where it's, you know, way better than the drugstore alternative, or just really better in general, you know what I mean? Like maybe a foundation, it lasts longer on the skin, concealer doesn't crease, looks better, whatever it may be. Where when it comes to brow pencil, it's like they're relatively standard, and I just don't think there's a reason to spend over 20 bucks on one unless it's gonna blow your socks off. And this one didn't do that for me. Not a bad product, but doesn't seem all that different than like my $8 CoverGirl brow pencil. And so that's kind of my thoughts on that. Brows don't look bad though. I'll give them that. Okay, up next for the eyes, we have a new product, and this one I was really sad about. So this is from Hard Candy, and they have launched a lot of new products. I feel like they're kind of maybe revamping the brand. I know like way back in the day, which I'm probably like aging myself at this point, but when I was like first getting into makeup, Hard Candy was at Sephora, which is like crazy to think about now, where now it's at Walmart, but they kind of just like, the whole brand has changed a lot over the years. And recently they've been coming out with a lot of launches. This one was just a miss for me, and I was excited about it because I've kind of just been in like an eyeshadow rut recently. But for an everyday little thing, I thought this could be really nice. This is the Hard Candy Bubbly Eyeshadow Marker. This is supposed to be like a metallic kind of shade. The shade is bubbly, so I thought this would be nice, but it's just very lackluster on the eyes. I thought it would give a little bit more. And then when you blend it out, it nearly like just goes away entirely. And it's like, I could have just left my eyelid. Like, it doesn't really make that big of a difference on my eyes to say that like, oh, this is great, you know what I mean? They are creamy, but I was hoping that they would have more pigment. And again, when you try and like blend them out, whether it be with your finger or like a brush, they kind of just blend to nearly nothing and give a really, really light wash on the eyes. So I just don't necessarily think they're worth it. But these metallic eyeshadows that Hard Candy recently came out with are actually much better. I like these, and they're nice like eye toppers. They are pigmented and metallic. These ones just kind of blend to be almost nothing. And so they weren't my favorite, wouldn't be one that I would personally recommend. All right, up next we have mascara. I sadly have the Big Clean from Kosas. When it comes to Kosas, their complexion products are amazing. I love their complexion products. Like, that concealer is one of my faves. This mascara, for me, for some reason, it doesn't look that bad on my eyelashes. It's a bit of a sticky formula, so it's interesting to get used to it at first, but it just definitely doesn't wear great. Always transfers. I feel like it takes so long to dry because it's a really, really sticky formula. Just got some up there, but that was my own fault. But I feel like it never fully dries in the lashes and kind of always stays like wettish, and it will just like transfer on my eyes all over the place, which most mascaras don't do that on me. This one, pretty much every time I wear it, it always does, whether it be on my upper or my lower lids, it'll like come down and I'll just have the mascara all on my eyes. And I feel like it's because it never fully like sets on your lashes or like dries down totally. I don't know. There's just something off with this one for me. And again, like I said, does not look bad on the lashes. It's just, I think that really sticky formula, it's like an interesting formula for sure. And it just doesn't ever really dry properly. So not my favorite, but like I said, can't go wrong with Kosas complexions products. They're really good, but this, I don't know, something funky is going on with it for me. All right, and last but certainly not least, we gotta talk about this lippy. This little lippy right here that like breaks the internet every time. This is the Dior lip oil. Went super, super viral, which I don't even really know why, because this has been out forever, I think. Oh, I feel like I can already feel this mascara just like transferring. Maybe not. Maybe it's just the stickiness of my eyes. I don't know. I'm feeling uncomfortable with these makeup products on my face, which solidifies why I don't like them. But anyways, this is the Dior lip oil. This is like 40 bucks. It's also nearly impossible to get a hold of. It's like always sold out. I found it a while ago. I want to say maybe like 6 months ago. I spent 40 bucks on it, so I'm going to use it for sure. Like, I use this product. Is it hydrating and does it give like a pretty gloss, you know, juiciness, not gloss, but juiciness to the lips? Yes, but it's like really any other lip oil. Is the packaging nice? And yes, it's Dior. So there's a world where like if you want it because it's Dior and the aesthetic of it and stuff like that, sure, feel free, go get it. But if you're just looking for like a really nice lip oil, even just like a clear regular lip gloss, it's probably gonna end up doing the same thing, because I don't know that this really, it doesn't feel drying to the lips, definitely not at all, but I wouldn't say that it's like super hydrating to your lips either. Like if I had really chapped lips or really dry lips, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I need the Dior lip oil to cure this. No, like I'm gonna go in with another product that's actually really nourishing for the lips. This just gives a pretty juicy kind of glow to the lips. It's not a bad product, but I just don't see the overwhelming hype for this product. If you want it because it's like super viral and like for the aesthetic of it, sure. But if you're just looking for a good lip oil, I really don't think that you need it. But that is the tea, you guys. Like I said, with many of these products, some of them are just straight up products I don't like, they didn't work for me. But a lot of them are products that aren't necessarily bad products, they're just not worth the price that some of these brands are trying to charge for them. You know what I mean? If you can get a better option for way cheaper, I'm gonna let you guys know. So yeah, that is basically the tea. No hate to any of these brands or anybody that likes these products, because like I said, many of my favorite products could be products that you didn't like, that didn't work for you, or whatever. Makeup is different for everybody, works different on everybody's skin, and all of that. But y'all already know, I'm gonna go cleanse my face because I just feel like uncomfortable. I feel like sticky, I don't know, and just not, you know, loving these products. But hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next one. Bye.